Welcome to Off the Shelf with Christine and Katie. A new subgenre that is getting a lot of buzz lately is the cozy fantasy.
We're so excited about this.
It's similar to like a cozy mystery. The books tend to have lower stakes than is usual for the genre of fantasy, and they feature good-hearted characters, supportive friends, magical elements, and even found families. Content's a little bit gentler. If there is sex or violence, it occurs off-page and it isn't explicit. There's still drama or conflict, but you're usually guaranteed a happy ending. Complicated world building with endless character lists that many fantasy novels are known for?
Not in this genre.
Cozy fantasies have simpler plots, tend to take place in a more grounded and familiar world. Cozy fantasies can be a great break between epic fantasy reads and just when you want a heartwarming book to curl up with.
Alrighty, so we hope you enjoy these picks, but as always, so settle in, grab a cup of your favorite beverage, and enjoy these recommendations. And as always, please let us know in the comments if you know of any of these picks or if you have any titles to add. This is a new genre in the world, so we're looking forward to seeing what you all think of this new genre. And as always, if you wish to be notified of new videos, be sure to like and subscribe below. And now we're going to start off with a book that really pushes subgenre into the forefront this year. And I'm going to let Christine take this because she's read the book before, and it is getting a prequel coming out, I believe, in November or September.
Yes. So this book's all over TikTok, all over Instagram.
Yes, you might have seen it before.
It's called Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldrier. And it's about Vic, an orc barbarian, has hung up her sword. She just wants to start a coffee shop.
She's just tired, people.
There's only one problem. No one has ever heard of coffee before. Other than the gnomes.
Scandalous, in my opinion, scandalous.
The obstacles that threaten this business venture are more Animal Crossing than more World of Warcraft.
But in a really cute way.
In a cute way. This D&D-esque fantasy is low drama and just an overall enjoyable read. I thoroughly enjoyed watching her invent the coffee shop and the latte and chocolate croissants. It was lots of fun. There's a subplot, a little bit of drama, somebody trying to take her shop away, but again, happy ending. Yeah.
It's all low stakes and good vibes.
Yes.
And one of my favorite recommendations and movies is Howls Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. And it is about after she has the misfortune to attract the ire of the Witch of the Waste, a girl named Sophie is transformed into an old woman. In order to break the spell, she needs the help of the heartless wizard Howl, who lives in an ever-moving castle, which is now my dream to live in. But Sophie soon realizes there's more to Howl and herself than she could have ever imagined. And it is such a good movie. I'm sure the book's great as well.
It's a good movie, great book, lots of good vibes.
Yes, really great imagery. The artist Miyazaki is amazing, so we highly recommend.
Next up we have House by the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. In a house on an island, a group of young orphans could bring about the end of the world.
Dun dun dun.
Or at least that's what caseworker Linus Baker has been told by the extremely upper management. Now Linus has to determine if these dangerous children, including a gnome, a sprite, a were Pomeranian, and the Antichrist, are likely to bring about the end of days. And along the way, he may also discover this home has a spot for him as well.
I've been meaning to read this book because it just sounds wild. She's jealous of my copies. I might not find them at the end of this video. Okay, and the next one we want to recommend is maybe about an author you've heard of. It's also Under the Whispering Door by T.J. Klune. It has been featured on this channel before, but it's definitely a cozy fantasy vibe. And it's about welcome to a cafe where all are welcome, including the dead. After dying of a heart attack, Wallace discovers he didn't make a lot of friends in life. And now a Reaper has come to collect him. He's been taken to Sharon's Crossing, an unusual tea shop where the kind-hearted owner, Hugo, helps souls cross over. But Wallace isn't so sure he's ready to move on just yet. It is about an uplifting story about life spent in an office and a death spent building a home.
It was one of my favorite books of last year.
And of course, edges.
Next up, we have another favorite of mine, The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. Set in the imaginary world of Middle-earth, this novel follows Bilbo Baggins, a home-loving hobbit who enjoys a comfortable, unambitious life. This is about to change when the wizard Gandalf, along with a company of dwarves, arrive on his doorstep. Soon, a reluctant Bilbo is embarking on a quest to win a share of the treasure guarded by a dragon named Smaug. Unaware that on his journey to the Lonely Mountain, he will encounter both a magic ring and a sinister creature known as Gollum. Now, we mentioned low stakes prior. This book has much lower stakes than The Lord of the Rings, but I
think The Hobbit was actually originally written for children.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So it's got some adventure and it's got a little bit of that drama we talked about, but all's well in the end in this book.
And I just love how it starts with Bilbo just wanting to be left alone.
Exactly.
Okay, so one of my favorite books of last year, and I definitely highly recommend this, is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. In a small back alley in Tokyo, there is a cafe which has been serving carefully brewed coffee for more than 100 years. But this coffee shop offers its customer a unique experience, the chance to travel back in time. So join 4 visitors who each hope to make use of this time-traveling offer. But the offer does not come without risk. Customers must sit in a particular seat, they can't leave the cafe, and finally they must return to the present before the coffee gets cold. It is a heartwarming lesson. No matter what difficulties people face, they will always have the strength to overcome them, and it just takes heart. I really love this story. They were all individual stories of different people, and it was really great. I now finally bought a copy because I've been reading it so much, so I highly recommend this, and I really want Christine to read it.
Well, did you notice the coffee theme in quite a few of these books?
Yes, coffee seems to be a great theme. I should just bring my coffee in here.
I just think that coffee, tea, books,
coffee, and everyone
cozy.
brings everything together. Coffee, cozy, blankets. This is the vibe for this.
But next up we have The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana. A witch and a grumpy librarian fall for each other in this cozy fantasy romance.
This is not why we put this here.
In a world where witches have to live in solitude to avoid attention, Mika finds herself taking a gig training 3 young witches whose out-of-control magic is threatening everything. As she gets to know the children and their caretakers, she begins to wonder why being on her own is supposed to be the better option. Maybe Mika can be a witch and have a family of her own.
To be determined. And one of my favorite books of all time is The Princess Bride by William Goldman. You may see it back here as well. But is about one of the most beautiful girls in the world. Buttercup grows on a farm and spends most of her days bossing around farmhand Wesley. Farm boy. Eventually she realizes she is in love with him. But when he goes off to seek his fortune, she receives word that he died at sea. And shortly after, she captures the eye of Prince Humperdinck, who proposes marriage. And with a dead heart, she accepts, only to find out that Wesley is actually still alive. The plot is, this is the plot in short, but what else about this book? There's fencing, fighting, true love, strong hate, revenge, a few giants, lots of bad men. There's beasties, monsters, and gentle ones. Swim, swell, escapes, and captures. Death, lies, truth, and miracles. In short, this is really a book about everything. And there should be something to please everyone. This is one of my also favorite movies of all time. The book does not truly capture the movie. It is very different from the movie, but I still recommend the book so you can see where it all became from. This is definitely one of the, I think, beginnings of cozy fantasy before we even had this term.
Next up we have another oldie, The Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin. The story is set in the fictional archipelago of Earthsea and centers on a young mage named Ged, born in a village on the island of Gaunt. He displays great power while still a boy, and he joins a school of wizardry.
Sounds familiar.
This is the tale of his testing, how he mastered the mighty words of power, tamed an ancient dragon, and crossed death's threshold to restore balance.
Definitely very cozy setting.
Yes.
The next one we want to recommend that I'm currently reading is Garden Spells by Sarah Addison Allen. You might remember her. We also recommend her book Other Birds, or we just really like authors with the name Sarah, apparently, because we keep recommending those. But this book features an enchanting old house, home to the eccentric Waverly women who are known for their magic. When the last Waverly, Sydney, returns home, she upends everyone's lives and the family has to come together to heal. If you think food is magic, and if you definitely think fun is for practical magic, which I definitely do, and I know she does, this is definitely your flavor of cozy.
Can't wait to read it.
Yes.
Let me know how you loved it.
It describes to their Victorian home in such nice detail.
Wonderful.
Okay.
So that's all we have, but there are so many more great books out there in this little subgenre.
Yes.
Check out our virtual bookshelf at mtpl.org for some more cozy fantasies. We'll put a link to it below, and you can more to browse through. We hope you enjoyed these picks, and we'll see you next time for some more historical fiction picks.
Alrighty. Take care. Bye.
Bye.